Hello and welcome back to another How It Was Made video. My name is Josh. This is Contineofy. Today we're going to be talking about why I chose HubSpot. So for me personally, I have worked in numerous email marketing platforms like Marketo and Mailchimp, HubSpot and Marketo and SalesForce Marketing Cloud, as well as multiple CRMs like Pipedrive and HubSpot and Go High Level and Salesforce. When I was thinking about not only launching Contineofy and what I wanted to offer from a marketing services perspective and now sales and customer success, what platform and what I wanted to offer my clients, but also what I wanted to use personally was kind of a no-brainer response of why I chose HubSpot. For me, I feel like HubSpot is one of the most intuitive platforms. Some people will say it's not as robust as Salesforce. I personally feel like it's giving its a very much a run for its money, even from an operational standpoint. It's like I know so many times when I was in Salesforce and using Process Builder to manage things and move data around and make updates. It was just a pain in the butt. I ended up using a platform called Lean Data. If you are in a Salesforce instance and want something that's a little easier to use, check it out. Lean Data, Leandata. If I spelled that right. But especially with the Salesforce ecosystem, it's like Salesforce in itself is a CRM. Like you have to use some sort of external thing. Now they got Pardo that they've in-housed as Salesforce Marketing Cloud, and they give it away for free. There's a reason why they give it away for free, but I'll digress. But then a lot of people usually leverage Marketo as the ESP. But at that point, you're having to piece together all this additional technology. And it's like you're already spending a good chunk of change for Salesforce. And then you're also having to spend a good chunk of change for Marketo because they're both enterprise level solutions. Me personally, I feel like, especially if you're a SaaS brand or someone that's just starting out, and even so, HubSpot has definitely changed their pricing over the years and has made it so that it's scalable as you start adding more volume to it. But for me, like HubSpot, it's like you have your email service provider, ESP, you have your CRM. There's a lot of things you can customize with both of them. You got almost full control. You have your automation workflows. You have your operations. You have even the content piece with Content Remix and building landing pages. You can build a website on HubSpot if you really want to. It's better than WordPress, but if you're really wanting to do a website well, I definitely recommend checking out Webflow. You get your meeting bookers. You get payment processing, whether you want to use the native HubSpot if you're US only. But if you're going to international, HubSpot integrates with Stripe very well. And you can do your international payment collections, whether you want ACH or debit cards, credit cards, whatever. You get a chat bot. You get meeting bookers, which I already think I said. So you don't have to use Calendly or Chili Piper or any of those other platforms. Like almost everything you need. And even the starting out of it is roughly $1,200 retail. I know, like once you start talking to them, they'll negotiate, especially if you're migrating to HubSpot. Like there's an incentive for them to get you on HubSpot because, like, essentially once you get there, you're a lot more stickier because it's a real big pain in the butt to migrate solutions. There's so much data, and then even like the automations and workflows. If you're coming from somewhere else, I mean, even coming from somewhere as simple as Pipedrive to HubSpot, there's still a lot of things you have to think through when migrating, that there's an incentive for them to give you a discount for the first few years, and then they'll jump up to retail over time. But for me, it was just like HubSpot was a no-brainer. Like even when I'm working with people that are wanting to start their own companies and like even doing something similar to me when they're like want to be a consultant or a service provider, I'm like, use HubSpot. I'm like, me personally, I'm still in the $20 plan because I'm like, I don't have the volume that I need all the automations. It's just me and a handful of external people. So I'm like, I'm on the HubSpot customer starter platform for $20 a month. And I have everything I need to get myself off the ground. Of course, over time, I'll jump up to the professional level, and then I'll get access to all the workflows and a lot more of the automated things that make this quality of life a lot better. But for where I'm at right now, I'm like, HubSpot's a no-brainer. Even with SaaS brands, especially if like you're enterprise level, HubSpot, like you're not gonna have a lot of volume. So HubSpot's a great deal. But even if you're doing SMB mid-markets and you have a lot more volume, I still would prefer, without a shadow of a doubt, HubSpot over Salesforce all day, every day. The Salesforce ecosystem anymore these days, it's HubSpot's starting to get there now that they've started to acquire third parties like Clearbit that they're integrating, but it was still a very clean integration Where Salesforce, it's just, I don't know, it just working in an environment. I feel like they buy companies and then they just hack stuff together, and then it's just things don't talk well. Where HubSpot, like the data infrastructure of HubSpot is just very clean and simple, and how you expect things to work. Usually, ideally, is how they end up working. Everything talks to each other very, very conveniently and easily. You can report on everything. You're not going to have to hack stuff or worry about some third-party tool or use a third-party reporting tool because this won't talk to that. It's all very intuitive. And I know this is a longer video and it's kind of just top of mind, but it's just the real transparency of like why I chose HubSpot, not only for myself, but also as the platform that I want to provide services for my clients. It's just, I don't know, hands down, I feel like HubSpot's just come a long way over the years, and they're not just this little platform off in the corner that Salesforce is like the king, especially in the SaaS environment. I think last year I saw stats that in the SaaS software industry, HubSpot and Salesforce took a split on market share for the first time. Obviously, HubSpot, everything's geared towards the SaaS world. I mean, this last year, earlier this year into last year, they even have this whole new portion for customer success that now you can manage all your sales workspace in HubSpot. Now you can manage all your CS in HubSpot with health scores and churn predictability, and making the onboarding process that when a customer is closed won, having a dedicated section in HubSpot just for the customer success team. So now we have this dedicated place for marketing, dedicated place for CS, dedicated space for sales. They're definitely making HubSpot. I mean, they're building the platform for themselves, being a SaaS brand first. They really understand the environment. So again, it's a no-brainer of why I chose HubSpot as not only my CRM, but the CRM I want to offer SaaS clients. So indirectly, I hope this answered the question. Also, side note, HubSpot's pricing, it's all forward facing. You can go out on their pricing page and either you can do the bundled versions where you can just get starter or pro or enterprise across the board, which is usually most likely the place you want to go. If you want to do custom builds, you can, but for what you're typically needing, just go starter, professional, or enterprise across the board. It's going to end up probably being about the same price as if you were to just piece stuff together. But all of their retail pricing is forward facing, that you can kind of build out and get an idea of what it's going to cost. Like I said, once you actually start talking to sales, definitely negotiate, because they are definitely flexible with that retail pricing, that there's incentives for them to get you guys on the platform. If you're wanting to jump up to the professional or enterprise level of HubSpot, definitely reach out to me, as I can get those onboarding fees waived. If you work with a HubSpot partner, you can get the $6,000 onboarding waived, which will save you some additional upfront costs as well. I know it's a little bit of a roundabout, kind of just talking top of mind as things are coming to mind, and just kind of sharing and being kind of transparent of why I chose HubSpot. But I hope you like it. My name's Josh. This is another How It Was Made video presented by Contineofy. Until next time, keep building.